what's up, guys? This is HEL Productions back with another YouTube video. Last week I did one and I said I was doing the highlight video. I am still doing it. I am having some technical difficulties uploading it. So that's going to come out like maybe tomorrow or sometime tomorrow or the next day. And then this will come out sometime next week or over the weekend. But I don't want to keep you guys hanging. It's been a crazy week, and there's a crazy week to come. Tons of standings have switched. Players have been getting injured, and stuff has just been happening. So, let's get it popping, and we're going to go straight into the injury. Wait one sec. The injury report, and there has been a lot of stuff. Like, a lot, I mean. So, Buda Baker has had limited participation in practice. Kenyon Drake has also had limited participation in practice. Jalen Thompson and Drake and Patrick had both have limited participation in practice. Charles Washington is out with a groin injury. He's questionable to play against the Seahawks. Jordan Phillips, their defensive tackle, is out for that game with a hamstring injury. Max Williams, the tight end for the Cardinals, has an ankle injury. He is questionable. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, has a calf injury. He's questionable. Daryl Daniels, the tight end, has an ankle injury. He is also questionable. Justin Murray, the tackle, has a hand injury. He is out. Corey Peters has a knee injury. He is out. And on the Seahawks side, Kyle Fuller has an ankle injury. He did not practice. He is questionable. Tyler Lockett has a knee injury. He is questionable to play. Nikel Thorpe has a core injury, and he is out for the game. Quentin Dunbar is out for the game with a knee injury. Ethan Posick, the center, is out with a concussion. Travis Homer is out with a knee and a thumb injury. He is doubtful to play. Shaquille Griffin is out with a hamstring. He is out. And Jordan Simmons has a calf injury. He is out. Chris Carson, foot injury. He's questionable. Eagles, Browns, no injuries. Patriots, Texans, no injuries. Falcons, Saints, no injuries. Bengals, football team, no injuries. Steelers, Jags, no injuries. Titans, Ravens, no injuries. Actually, this is fake. I'm gonna go into the ESPN injury report. That was just showing me sort of who was questionable to play and stuff. Here we go. So we're just gonna talk about some of the big ones. Calvin Ridley is questionable to play. Calais Campbell is questionable to play. Christian McCaffrey is out with a shoulder injury again. Noah, do you want to talk some about that?
Yeah. Wait. Breeze?
No, Christian McCaffrey is out with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, that's a loss for the Panthers. I don't really know the specifics on the injury, but he got the injury last week. It's a big loss for the Carolina Panthers, who basically just got him back. So, yeah, he just got ruled out. So.
Teddy Bridgewater is questionable with a knee injury, which is a problem for the Panthers. And Russell Okung, their offensive tackle, is questionable. Mitch Trubisky is out with a shoulder injury, I think. And then Nick Foles is questionable with a hip and a glute injury. David Montgomery is out, and they have nothing on his injury. But both of the two good caliber quarterbacks on the Bears are out, and they have lost an insane amount of games in a row after being undefeated. They lost 4 in a row. So they were 5-0. They were 4-0. They lost one, they won one, and now they're 5-5. So losing their both two quarterbacks is going to impact them, right, Noah? Noah? Okay. Well, nothing really big for the Bengals. Joe Mixon is out with a foot. He's questionable, and Geno Atkins is out with something that's questionable. For the Browns, Myles Garrett is sick with some kind of, I don't know, maybe COVID, I don't know. Ezekiel Elliott is questionable with his hamstring injury. He said he's feeling a little bit better after the break. And the Broncos have just a list of people. So they have Jerry Jeudy out with an ankle injury. Noah Fant out with a rib injury. I'm just doing the big, impactful ones. AJ Boye out with something that no one knows. Drew Lock is out with a rib injury. The Lions have Marvin Jones out, TJ Hawkinson out, Kenny Golladay out, and Matthew Stafford out. And Danny Amendola out. Noah, that's going to be a problem, right?
Yeah, when you have your starting quarterback, your best receiver, and a bunch of other players out, yeah, that's a problem.
So they basically have the three starting basically receivers. The tight end and the quarterback is all out. The Packers, Anthony Lazard is out. Devontae Adams is out. Jair Alexander is out.
Yeah.
For the Texans, Duke Johnson is out with an illness. Kenny Stills is out with a back injury. Laremy Tunsil is out. Questionable. So these people are all questionable. And for the Colts, Jack Doyle is questionable on concussion protocol from that big hit earlier. And then you have, for the Jaguars, they have James Robinson, who's questionable, which is their running back. Josh Allen, the linebacker, is questionable. James O'Shaughnessy, the tight end, is questionable. Gardner Minshew is out. He threw a little bit in practice, Coach Doug Marrone said, but he won't be able to face the Steelers this week. And for the Chiefs, they have Sammy Watkins questionable. Taco Charleston is out with a fractured right leg. I'm skipping a lot of these, but this just shows you how many people have been affected by COVID, and not just by getting sick, but not being able to practice in the preseason and offseason. So basically, 6 players on the Raiders are out and on the COVID list. And the Chargers have been pretty healthy this year, which has been surprising. But Joey Bosa is questionable with a concussion. Noah, as a Chargers fan, how do you feel about not being injury, covered?
Every year they're, injury plagued, but, this year, they're not any injuries, but it's, key players. Brian Bulaga and Trey Turner, who they picked off in the offseason, they're both injured. They're both questionable. And Joey Bosa, like you said, and then Derwin James in practice had a knee injury and was out for the season. So those are just a bunch of key players got injured at the start of the year.
Keep going.
Got injured too.
Yeah, so Calvin Noy is questionable on the Dolphins. The Dolphins have been playing really well. We're going to have to talk about them later. Ooh, and the Patriots got a long line of just injuries. So they have, I'm just going to say a few important ones. Shaq Mason, their guard. Lawrence Guy, their defensive end. Nick Folk, their kicker. And Stephon Gilmore, their cornerback, are all questionable. The Saints, Drew Brees is out with multiple fractured ribs and a collapsed lung. miss at least 2 weeks. Alvin Kamara is questionable with a foot injury. Traquan Smith, did you see that hit that he took?
Yeah. No, I didn't see it.
There was a bad helmet to helmet. He took the hit, got back up, walked a few steps, then just collapsed.
Wow.
And so he's questionable with a concussion. Ryan Ramczyk, their offensive tackle, is questionable. Cameron Jordan, their defensive end that everyone knows is questionable. Marshawn Lattimore is questionable. Josh Hill, their tight end, is questionable. And so the Saints are dealing with some stuff over there. Kevin Zalter of the Giants has a concussion, and he is questionable. For the Jets, Sam Darnold is out with a shoulder injury, but people are very confident that he will return before the end of the season. Rashad Perryman, the wide receiver, is out with a shoulder. He's questionable. Quinion Williams is questionable. No, nothing really big for the Steelers. For the 49ers, they have Deebo Samuel, who was playing really well last year. He's out with a hamstring. Tevin Coleman's out with a knee injury. Jerick McKinnon is out with a stinger. And the Seahawks have Quentin Dunbar out with a knee. Shaquille Griffin out with a hamstring. Chris Carson's questionable with a foot. Travis Homer is doubtful with a wrist, knee, and thumb injury. Tyler Lockett is questionable with a knee. Nikel Thrope is on injury reserve. Ethan Posick is out. Jordan Simmons is out. Kyle Fuller is questionable. So basically, both of the Seahawks centers are out or questionable. Adam Humphries still has that concussion from that hit. Noah, did you see that hit 2 weeks ago?
I didn't see that hit, but I imagine it was pretty bad.
It was a classic wide receiver collision coming across the top.
Oh, wait, no, I did see that hit. Yeah, that hit was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So, he's still out with a concussion. He's questionable. Jadeveon Clowney is questionable. And, yep, that's basically it. Washington has a lot of people injured, but nothing big significant. So, that's sort of your injury update. We might get this in once every week or two, or like a week with some big injuries that happen to some star players. So now we're going to do the predictions. And so we got the first game is the Seahawks and the Cardinals. Noah, you're up.
I got the Cardinals. I think that Russell Wilson, these are two teams that don't have amazing defenses, but, when you weigh it all together, the Seahawks, they have Bobby Wagner, and, the Cardinals, they have Patrick Peterson, and
Buda Baker.
What?
Buda Baker.
Yeah, he's injured, though.
All right, my bad.
But, all that, you weigh it all together, I just think that, the Cardinals have more momentum. The defenses, both teams don't have very good defense, and the Cardinals have, a lot of injuries on their defensive side. But, I'm taking the Cardinals just because of the momentum. Yeah.
Okay. Xavier?
Cardinals, Seahawks. Well, I'm going with Cardinals also. I know you don't like this, but come on. The Seahawks, for me, I think the Seahawks are really good. But a 2-game losing streak to me is bad.
How is that bad when the Jaguars they were 1-0 and they've lost 8 games in a row?
I know that's one game. I think that the Seahawks could lose a game after they won one, but losing 2 games to me, I think that they are gonna lose to the Cardinals because they already lost to them before, right?
Yeah. But it was in overtime. That was such a close game. I feel like
stop making excuses.
I'm not making excuses.
Losing
Listen to this. The Cardinals won in the last second with a Hail Mary against the Bills, who won against the Seahawks. So if they can barely beat a team that for sure beat the Seahawks by over 10, and when they beat the Seahawks, they won by a field goal in overtime, how do you think they're going to do that again?
Well,
yeah, think about that.
The Seahawks are just, I mean, I get it that they're positive, but I feel like...
Guys, you see how he's searching for words right now?
Oh, be quiet. The Cardinals are good, and they're going to beat the Seahawks because their offense, listen close. Yeah, use your ears. The Cardinals are doing well. They beat yes, you even said it. They beat the team that, Cardinals are still going to win.
Yeah, you get the logic in that now.
Cardinals are still going to win. What you said, you put too many words in it.
I didn't.
I couldn't understand it.
You for sure understood that. You noticed my point.
I couldn't understand it.
I'm going with the Seahawks because I'm a fan of them, and I think they can come back. The Seahawks are not going to lose. They're not going to be swept by the Arizona Cardinals. And I think this is at the Seahawks' home this time, even though you don't have the crowd, which is like the biggest part.
Really? It's the biggest part?
Well, Xavier, if you just listen to this, not the biggest part, but Xavier, just think of this. You're on the Seahawks defense, and this might be why they're doing so bad. You're on the Seahawks defense, and you get like an average 5 or 6 false start penalties a game because of your crowd. And then you have no sound, but they factor in 60 decibels of sound. You know how loud that is? How loud a vacuum cleaner is. They have that in every single stadium. How a vacuum cleaner. So if you're the Seahawks, Chiefs, or any team that has a really loud fan base, your defense is going to struggle from that, and that's what they're doing right now. But as they're starting to put some more fans in, and the fans know that they have to freak out. And I've been to CenturyLink Field. We were standing at the top, and there was like 5 or 6 people, and it was crazy loud just from yelling because the way the stadium is built. So if you're having like still 3,000 or 4,000, they're going to get higher than 60, which is going to help the Seahawks defense a little bit. So I think they can pull off a win. It's going to be close, though, and I think they can do it. You saw my logic, so stop talking.
No, I didn't.
Next
right,
one is the Steelers and the Jaguars. Noah?
I got the Steelers just by a mile. Like, I don't really know how to explain this game. I mean, the Jaguars almost pulled off an upset against the Steelers, but against the Packers last week. But the Steelers, like I said, almost every week, everyone is they have a good offense and a good defense. The Jags have a bad offense and a bad defense. It just doesn't compare. And one team has bad coaching, the other team has good coaching. It doesn't compare at all. That's why I'm taking the Steelers.
Xavier?
Exactly what he said. The Steelers are... What?
You spit on my face. Keep going.
Alright, whatever. The Jaguars are just... The Jaguars are the Jaguars. Come on, guys. They're I don't know how to explain how bad they are. It's just part of it's the Steelers are doing better since Big Ben has come back, and Juju is average, not as good as he was doing last year. But I think what?
He didn't do good last year.
Okay, whatever. He's just not doing as well as he can. He's not doing as well as he actually can do.
He's not performing to the best of his abilities.
Whatever, what he said. Yeah, but Big Ben is feeling it. So Steelers. Also the defense. Like I mentioned last week.
Alright, chop. The Steelers, and there is no comparison. Like, everyone has said good offense, good defense. Like, everyone has said Jaguars, bad offense, bad defense. Also, let me just break this down for you. When you have a team that is 9, are they 10-0, Noah? Let me check.
They're 9-0.
9-0. That is facing a team that is 1-8.
I told you how bad they were.
That's not. The Steelers have scored 271 points this year and have only let in 171. The Jaguars have scored 199 and have let in 271. So the Steelers have scored as many points as the Jaguars have let in, and the Steelers have only let in a little less than the Jaguars have scored. So that just says the Steelers are going to score on the average like they do. And the Jaguars are literally going to score 3 or 7 points. They're not going to even get to the 20s. That's if you just look at the statistics, it's really, really sad just how the Jaguars have spiraled out of control. So, the next one is the
Lions and Panthers.
Yeah. No, you can go.
I got the Panthers. I would normally probably pick the Lions, but the Panthers, the Lions, like we said earlier, they don't have their tight end, their star receiver, or their quarterback, so that basically sums up the whole game. And the Panthers' offense is really good. Their defense is but the offense is good, so I think they're going to get the job done against the Lions.
Xavier?
Lions, Panthers? I am pretty sure it is going to be the Panthers, even though they just got Christian McCaffrey back and then lost him again. I think they can still do well. Who's their starting quarterback right now?
Who?
Panthers.
I don't know. The back.
Bridgewater.
What?
No, Bridgewater's hurt.
Yeah, Bridgewater's hurt. So they don't have a quarterback. Panthers don't have a quarterback.
He's questionable. I think he's gonna play.
He's questionable, but still.
Yeah, it's
It's
little.
a knee injury.
It's a little weird. So we don't know the quarterback. The running back, Christian McCaffrey, is out. Guess their wide receivers will have to really adapt and see how they can beat the Lions on the defense. The defense of the Lions, I mean, it's average, if not a little bit below average, but
It's pretty bad, honestly.
yeah. So it's gonna sort of be, if it's not a blowout, I will take I'll be okay, the Lions put up a fight, but if they perform the way they usually do, it's gonna be a blowout.
Who? Panthers?
Panthers, not gonna win.
Wait, but will Lions perform well?
Oh, their starting quarterback is either P.J. Walker or Will Grier.
Oh, Will Greer's pretty good. Like, he played last year.
All right, yeah, Will Grier is, like, decent. So I think Panthers...
And P.J. Walker was in the XFL. They had the best offense in the league. So...
Can I use Pebble now, or do I have to keep it at Rock?
For who?
The Lions.
Oh, the Lions are not a Pebble Xavier.
Then are they like a Rock?
Then they're a small rock because they don't have the best record, but they don't have the worst. Like, they're 4-5. Who thought the Lions were going to be 4-5? The Vikings are 4-5.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the Vikings are underperforming.
Well, they've won 3 games in a row, so they're sort of getting back to it. But yeah, they're not performing the best.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the Lions are doing okay, but get back to my point. The Panthers are gonna win.
Okay.
Get it?
I am questionable on all of this because I really think that the Panthers have a chance, but I also think the Lions have a chance. It really depends on whose backups step up to the challenge and perform well. Basically, that's what we're saying right now. So, the next one is the Patriots and the Texans. Patriots coming off an upset win against the Ravens.
Did you say it was gonna win for the Panthers and Lions?
I said it depends on whose backups play better. Actually, I didn't actually make my full answer. So, for you guys out there, I'm saying the Panthers. The next one's Patriots, Texans. No, you can go first.
I got the Patriots winning this one. They have a lot of momentum. It just upset and kind of humiliated the Ravens last week. And, I mean, the Texans are not what anyone expected them to be.
Exactly.
At all. I thought they were going to make the playoffs be like 11-5 at least. And then they traded D-Hop. And, like, it just, they don't even have a first-round pick, so they can't even tank at this point. So, yeah. That season is kind of over. And, I mean, like, the Patriots, they're well coached. And they have a lot of talent on the defensive side and as well on the offensive side. So, it's pretty easy for me to take the Patriots.
Okay, Xavier, your turn.
The Patriots and the Texans. So, I feel like the Texans, since they, like, pretty much got rid of everyone. But, like, I'm overstating like that right there. They gave up DeAndre Hopkins and they gave up Bill O'Brien. I don't know if they gave up.
They didn't give up him. They fired him.
Well, yeah, same thing. I did personally think that they should do that, but with DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, like, that was their choice. They made it. Now look at the Cardinals. So the Patriots also, is Cam Newton playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he went before he got COVID. He was playing much better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing much better. In those 2 games, was it 2 games or?
Just keep going.
But he was doing much better before he had COVID. Then once he got COVID, it sort of affected him, but it's still like
Obviously, affected
but
him.
like
It's
not
COVID.
affected him in football. Like it affected him playing. Gosh, you make it so hard. It affected him in a way that he didn't play like as well as he usually does. Yeah. It's below standards. Also, I still think the Patriots are going to win because they have the Defensive Player of the Year on their...
Who's injured.
True. He's just making points. Every time I say something, he's making points.
I'm a point maker, guys.
Well, then you want to say it for me?
Sure. The Patriots are going to beat
Okay, good.
the Texans.
Thank you. But I already said that.
I know. So So it's
But
my
you
turn now.
say you.
But basically, I say the Patriots, even though Cam Newton hasn't been playing to his standards, the Texans' whole team and staff, even the Water Boys, have not been playing to their standards. That is how bad the team has been doing. They've won 2 games. But when you're the Texans and you have like one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and you only win 2 games, that's a
One of the best quarterbacks in the league. Oh yeah, that's true.
what?
That's
a really
Well,
like,
I would think that, but since you're the Mr. Right on point, you'd be like, all right, so this person's first, this person's second. He's like 16th.
wait, 16?
Yeah.
Who is ahead of him? Tell me right this moment.
Russell Wilson.
Yes.
No, but you are the person with the crazy mind. You would
Okay.
say that.
Okay, well, I say the Texans, I mean the Patriots, because the Texans have been out of hand. And so, I think it's a pretty simple say. Next one is the Titans and the Ravens. Noah.
I got the Titans. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it doesn't look like the Ravens are a very well coached team. I feel like they're kind of slacking off a little bit. And like the Titans are like a very well coached team. They might not I'm just gonna take the Titans kind of like an upset victory just because I feel like the coaching staff is better. They might not have the same amount of talent, but like the offense has a better passing game than the Ravens does. So yeah, I'm taking the Titans.
Okay, so I am taking the Titans also because, like Noah said, the Ravens are not really well coached. Like the Titans they have people to protect or help move the run game, like good offensive linemen that can protect the quarterback also. They can run the ball, they can pass the ball. I personally liked A.J. Brown, but I feel like everyone on the team is doing decent.
Yeah.
And also, when you see clips of Lamar Jackson last year, something that makes you go ooh, but if you really think about it, is like, bruh, that's so bad. Is that how many jukes and moves and like spins and all the stuff that Lamar Jackson does is to get away from his defender is because his blockers don't hold them well. So he's going to have to waste all his energy running. And another fact why he runs, because he has to scramble out of the pocket so he doesn't get sacked.
I think the Titans, because what everyone said, their coaching is just better. I think they can really get it moving against the Ravens, coming off a pretty tough loss in the minds of Ravens fans against the Patriots. But, yeah, I think the Ravens can really pull it off right now.
Wait, you said?
I mean, the Titans. I'm getting confused right now. But Derrick Henry's just been playing like a top running back in the league.
Is.
I know he is, but he's literally playing like one. But like, then you
If
say,
he is,
but then
then he
isn't-
plays like one. It's
no,
like,
that's not true.
really? Then are you gonna say that when Todd Gurley was playing better, when he was like one of the best running backs, and you're saying he's playing like a top running back when he literally is?
Okay, so then what? If you're saying like,
Then what else would he be playing like?
But like, let's say Chase Claypool. Is he a top wide receiver?
No.
Is he playing like one?
Yes. I know, but that might change after he plays longer.
We're halfway through the season, bro. Alright, well, I say the Titans for reasons just the players are like sort of matched equally, but the coaching is not even a close matchup.
Yeah, it's
So
you have to drive miles to get there. Real bad.
so next one is Eagles Browns.
Ooh,
Noah.
that's hard.
This one's not very hard. I really like what the Browns are doing with the run game. And, like, Eagles are just, they don't have any momentum whatsoever because they literally just lost to the Giants. And then, I don't know. I'm thinking the Browns, they're just a better all-around team. Miles Garrett's the most sacks in the league. Yeah, I'm taking the Browns.
What did he say?
The Browns.
The Browns? Alright, I feel like the Browns may take a win because, like he said, the run game is good, but look at the Eagles. They have no way to go. They can't throw the ball. They can't run the ball. The quarterback can't scramble. They can't do anything.
Did you just say that? Okay, I'm not gonna argue with
Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
I know, he can scramble, but against the Browns defense?
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah, so in this specific game, they can't go anywhere. They can't go any route. They can't go anywhere. It's going to be a loss. Eagles are going to lose.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy one. The Browns are gonna win. They came off a really low-scoring game against the Texans, 10-7, but they pulled it out in those really bad conditions. I think they're basically playing a duplicate of the Texans. Just we didn't think they were gonna do that well in the beginning. So I'm going with the Browns. The next one is the Falcons and the Saints.
Falcons and Saints. I am going with the upset win. I got the Falcons winning this one. They have momentum. No Drew Brees, so Jameis Winston. I'd like to see how he does. Maybe he's just gonna have do what Teddy Bridgewater did last year, just win all the games that he plays, and then just signs a free agent deal next year. I mean, who knows? But I'm taking the Falcons. They have momentum. The offense is really good. I mean, I'm taking the Falcons.
All right, before you go, Xavier, I'm gonna ask Noah a question. Is Jameis Winston going 4 touchdown game or 4 interception game?
He's gonna have a 4 interception game and a 4 touchdown game.
So a double.
No, he's gonna have a 4 touchdown game this week, and I guarantee he'll have a 4 interception game this year.
Okay, so Saints are my favorite team, and I'm not really sure. It could go both ways, but since Drew Brees is gone, I feel like I'm sort of relying on Jameis Winston. He will either throw, no, I promise you, he will either throw passes and they will all be complete to the other team. But sometimes, maybe he'll have a good game and throw a couple of TDs, do some good run game, maybe get a play action. He could work it out, but if he has one of those good games like he's been practicing with the other team, it's going to be a bad day for me.
Okay. Xavier put that really well. Last year, Jameis Winston led the league in passing yards. He led the league in interceptions, and he was second or third in the league in passing touchdowns.
To the other team, probably.
No. Literally. Yeah, he threw he literally threw
32.
I think it was 7 or 8 pick sixes, which is sort of absurd. And so
32 picks in the whole season.
yeah, it was 33 actually. No, it was 30 picks and 33 touchdowns.
Oh.
No, 30 picks, 30 touchdowns, 3 fumbles.
How many fumbles?
3.
Yeah, he wasn't that bad at fumble. He wasn't that good at like dropping the ball. He was good at throwing the ball to other teams.
Yeah, he has good aim. It's just sometimes his brain forgets
Sometimes he's seeing
what team
ghosts.
he's supposed to pass
Yeah,
to.
he's on the Saints. He's finally gonna get to throw the ball to actual Bucs players.
No, listen. He's a very skilled person. He has great aim. I just don't know if he should actually play quarterback. Because a quarterback should be passing to their wide receivers, not safeties, not cornerbacks, not linebackers, whatever player it is. Whatever player it is. They should not be passing it to the other team. Is that understood, Jameis Winston? I'm sorry. You're on my favorite team. You can't throw picks, bro.
Okay, so I'm going with the upset Falcons.
No!
You a dirty bird! Only because the Falcons have won 2 in a row, even though the Saints have won 6 in a row. There was a difference when your quarterback has fractured ribs and a collapsed lung. And you're playing a quarterback who got dropped in free agency because he threw 30 picks.
And 30 picks.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sorry.
the Falcons have like a solid secondary. It's not really good, but it's not really bad. And you don't need a really good secondary to get a lot of picks.
Exactly.
So
I feel like he averages 4 picks a game.
he averages like 2 or 3, but that is still so bad.
That's like, bro.
So, oopsie. That's why I am going with the upset Falcons, Bengals, and Washington football team.
And just FYI.
Wait 1 sec. Go.
FYI, I am not saying, I don't know who's going to win. That's why I'm saying it's either going to be throw a million completed passes to the other team, or just have like a decent game, like 2 touchdown passes, some good play actions, actually get some good runs with Alvin Kamara.
And maybe some few picks. You know, you can't forget the picks with Jameis.
Come on, please. What was that laugh?
It's a laugh when you don't have a good quarterback. That's what you get. Boo.
That's my imitation of Kawhi Leonard.
Alright, well, while we're having some fun, we're going to go on to the Bengals and the Washington football team. Because they don't actually play football anymore.
I got the football team just because their defense is really good, and like Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Burrow's really good, but I'm just going Washington. I mean, like they don't have a good offense, but the defense is good, so that's basically good enough for me. They got a rookie QB, so yeah.
To me, I'm going Washington football team. JK, no. I'm sort of on the edge because if
Being on the edge.
I just don't know. I don't know if I use that phrase correctly. I don't care. I don't know if Joe Burrow is gonna do well or do average rookie.
Which is
Like just feeling pressure and like, all right, what do I do? Just throw it out of bounds. That's an average QB. That's a rookie. So
Are you burning these rookie QBs? They have the hardest job, bro.
yeah, so that's if Joe Burrow does that, then they're gonna lose. But if Joe Burrow does what he's expected to do, he will succeed.
Okay, so I don't know who you voted for, Joe Burrow, but our president has your name. and he won. But this time, you're not going to win. Because the Washington football team will win. Even though I said they don't play football, you don't either. So, that's why I think the football team can come out with a dub. Because I should have said this with the Seahawks. 2 L's make a dub.
He says that to me all the time.
2 L's,
2 L's
make
and
a
then
dub.
it turns. It's so annoying.
So we have the Washington football team who have lost 2 games, and we have the Bengals who have lost 1 game.
So that
So
equals an
they
L.
need another L,
and then take
and then they can take a dub. But right now, Washington football team, W. So that's why we're going on to the late window games with the Jets and the Chargers, and cue it, Noah.
I got the Chargers only because I don't think the Chargers have a very good head coach, but he's better than Adam Gase, and the Chargers have a better team than the Jets, so it's pretty easy for me. I'm taking the Chargers. As long as they can maintain the at least 20 that they're going to have in the first quarter.
Chargers. Jets.
Other Jets.
Yeah, the Jets are the Jets. You knew what I was going to say. The Jets are the Jets. Who do they have? They have good players. But what's their coach?
Big eyes. Big
Anymore.
eyes. Their coach is Big Eyes.
The coach, yeah.
His name
He
is
needs
Big Eyes.
No.
No.
He all the good players.
he doesn't use his good players correctly. He doesn't use them correctly. I feel like it's just look at the Jets roster. If you weren't following the last couple of seasons, you'd be like, yo, this is such a good team. They're gonna win almost every game. I think they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl, right? What we expected from the Browns last year. That's what I would think if I saw the Jets roster. If I haven't followed football in a couple years, I'd be like, Jets are good. If I looked at these highlights that the Jets have made, fumbling, picks, just fumbling. Fumbling is one big major category that they have to work on. That's even for me, it's not that hard to keep the ball in your hands, okay? Just
He's sad right now.
I am.
Okay.
Please,
So,
make New York seem good.
Chargers, because the only reason we've been talking about the Jets
It's
is
how bad they
because
are.
we think they can go 0-16. So,
What's their record right now?
0-9. Actually,
Bad.
it might be 0-10. 0-9, actually. So, that's why I think that the Chargers are going to win, even though they choke.
Yeah, they choke so much.
The Chargers choke, but you can't
choke and
choke.
charge.
You can't choke
on
against the Jets.
Yeah, you can't choke on the Jets, even though that's something that you would choke on.
Can I
Yeah,
say
that's-
something though?
Yes.
The players on that team are so good, but the reason they're losing is because I'm watching their games, and it's like they play aggressive football when they don't have the lead. So in the beginning of the game, in the first half, they play such aggressive football, and they throw the ball down the field, and they score a touchdown. But then when they have the lead, they usually give the team momentum right before halftime. That's what always happens. And then it just falls apart after halftime because they just run the ball. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, we're just running the ball. We're not playing aggressive anymore. We're just gonna run the ball every play.
Exactly.
We're gonna punt until 4th and inches, you know? So yeah. That's basically every football game in a nutshell for the Chargers so far.
Justin Jefferson. All right, we're gonna play this. Give it to Justin. Run the ball. We're going to get tackled for loss 3 yards, all right? Sound like a good plan? Great. Fans go make the ah noise. Ah!
Okay.
They lose again.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Next one is the Dolphins and the Broncos.
It's a pretty easy one for me. I got the Dolphins winning this one just because, like, they're on a roll. Tua just seems to fit perfectly with that offense. And then the Broncos are just been declining since, like, after they won the Super Bowl. So, yeah.
Okay. Xavier.
The Dolphins Broncos. Tua is gonna win.
That's all you're gonna say?
Tua's gonna win.
Alright,
Tua
good.
has he has potential. Special lefty. I think since he has had his first couple of games are pretty good actually. Performed higher than people were thinking he was going to, but then they noticed this dude's special. Broncos. Whole nother story. They are the Broncos. That's their story.
Okay. We're gonna go with the Dolphins.
Peyton Manning was their last good player.
I think that's Emmanuel Sanders, actually.
But I mean, like, he wasn't like a franchise player. Peyton Manning.
Well, because he's a Hall of Famer.
I know.
Or soon to be. But I'm gonna call it Dolphins because why not have some fun and just let the Dolphins win every game from now on. Let them go 13-3. That would be fun to watch. See how happy the people in Miami would be. They would be so upset it wasn't last year though, but you'll get over it. Next one is the Cowboys and the Vikings.
Cowboys and Vikings. I got the Vikings. They just beat the Bears last week, so they obviously have some momentum. And then, like, they also, it's the Cowboys. They have a bad defense. And then the staff got injured. Now they have a bad offense, too. So there's no question. I'm thinking,
Xavier, your turn.
What is it? The Cowboys and the Vikings? Yes.
Go.
Vikings. Wait, actually, let me rethink this. Cowboys have not been having a good season.
Nope.
But the Vikings, oh, thank you for being my backup talker. The Vikings just did not give Adam Thielen the trade that he wanted.
Nope.
Adam Thielen's mad.
Yep.
He's not going to play as well as he wants to.
are you sure? I don't know. He played pretty good last week.
Well, I got that from the dude right here.
Okay.
So I never said who was going to win. You can talk and I'm going to think.
Okay, as he steps away to look at his pictures, I'm gonna say the Vikings, cause no one wants to say Cowboys right now, and I don't even think Cowboy fans want to say Cowboys, so Vikings. Xavier, your turn.
Oh, right. Yeah, the Vikings.
Just bandwagoning.
Bandwagoning.
Alright, next one is the Packers and the Colts.
I got the Colts. They looked really good against the Titans last week, and the Packers almost lost to the Jags. So that's something by itself. And then, like, the Colts have a good defense too. Like, the Packers, like, Jair Alexander is also injured. So yeah. I mean, like, and they also lost a bunch of key players on defense, like in the off season. Like, Blake Martinez is a big part of that defense. So they're not. The defense is not as strong. Alan Lazard is out. I mean, like, Aaron Rodgers can make it work with anybody. But, like, yeah, I'm going to take the Colts with this one.
Okay, Xavier. Go.
Colts and the Packers? He said Colts. Yeah. I say Packers. Packers had a good start of the season, but they're going, like, they just burst out. But then now they're slowing down. They've lost some energy, but I still think they can pull off a win against the Colts.
Colts!
Well, also Phillip Rivers is gonna throw some picks.
He is not gonna throw any picks.
Just watch.
I will watch.
And learn.
And I will learn.
That the Colts are gonna lose.
No. Because of the Colts defense and the Packers, I don't know what they know. I don't think the Packers know what a defense is anymore. Only for like the next few weeks. Welcome to the life of a Seahawks fan. Basically, the Colts are going to pound it. And the Packers aren't going to have any counter to that because Jair Alexander's hurt. And he's like the heart of the defense. And the Colts defense is actually pretty solid. And the Packers offense is also pretty solid. But when you lose Devontae and Lazard, and you can make it work with Valdez-Scantling, but do you really want him to be your first wide receiver? Xavier, let's go. Chiefs, Raiders, Noah goes.
I got the Chiefs. The defense is playing better. If you ask me, the Raiders just got lucky last they played. So I'm just calling the Chiefs. The defense is good. Offense is good. Good head coach. I mean, Raiders defense is meh. Offense is pretty good. And coaches are pretty good. So I got to take the Chiefs, right?
Okay. David, go.
Chiefs, Raiders, Chiefs. Chiefs, Raiders, Chiefs. Because the Chiefs won the Super Bowl last season.
Uh-huh.
And the Chiefs, I don't want to break it down again, but I think I'm going to have to. Well, also, before I say everything, Sammy Watkins.
Are you okay?
But he's like a big part of their offense.
Yeah, but you still have Tyreek Hill. So.
Okay, but that just
He's getting a little emotional right now. He doesn't even really like the Chiefs, but as he takes a moment, I'm just going to say the Chiefs are going to win because they are the overall better team with the better coaching, and just a better overall team. So I think the Chiefs can win. Alright, the last one, Monday Night Football, Rams, Bucks.
Rams, Bucks. I'm going another upset for me. Never mind, no upset. I'm going with the Bucks. I mean, they got embarrassed against the Saints. They kind of came back like they looked at the Bucks again against the Panthers. So I'm going with the Bucks against the Rams. I mean, the Rams have a really good team. I actually think they're going to win the division. So yeah,
they are not going to win the division.
Nope. They have a better defense, and and the offense is pretty good, pretty efficient.
You are false.
Wow. Am I going to be false?
We'll see. Sit down. Talk.
Buccaneers. Just FYI, the Bucks have a dude who I guess people call him the GOAT. Yeah, because goats don't like to move. And against the Rams defensive line, he's not going to have to move because he's going to be sitting on his butt as soon as Aaron Donald tackles him.
Well, obviously, did you read to say as soon as Aaron Donald starts to play? I mean, as soon as he starts to play? As
No,
soon as
Stern-
Aaron
no,
Donald
Stern-
tackles anyone, their butt is on the floor.
No, as soon as they start, he says hike, he's gonna be on the floor.
See?
No,
I'm
you
gonna
said
go-
start playing.
I am gonna go with the Buccaneers only because I need this for the division, but I also think they have the better overall team. Their defense is like top 5, and their offense is also top 5. So that equals a victory. Even though the Rams are like top 10 and top 10. Victory for the Buccaneers. Arg.
Just so you know, he's
Okay. The next thing, since we just finished Monday night, so I'm just going to say thank you to Xavier. Goodbye. And
adios.
next,
Amigos.
we have the debate about overrated and underrated teams. Noah, you go first with the top 3 most overrated teams.
Most overrated teams? Alright, sorry, look. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. We'll debate about this in a second. What other team is overrated? I feel that actually, I feel like there aren't that many overrated teams in this league. Honestly, really the Seahawks just because they don't have a good defense. I feel like the Cardinals are a tad bit overrated just because they don't have a very good defense either.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense is not good. And then everyone says that they're good. I mean, actually, no, the Cardinals aren't overrated. But the Chargers are overrated, and I think it's the coach's fault. And yeah, so Chargers are overrated, Seahawks are overrated, and I think the Bucks are a little overrated.
Okay.
Just because coming into the season, everyone was like, "Oh my God, Bucks are gonna win the Super Bowl. They're gonna play the Super Bowl in Tampa. They're gonna, yeah." The Saints are the best team in that division, and the coaching just proved that. So.
Alright, so I'm gonna go with the Rams. This is a little questionable, but I feel like
Really?
yeah,
If anything, actually, the Rams are underrated.
I only think they're overrated because they're maybe. So I'm saying this only because last year they weren't doing the best, but the Rams aren't that good in the back half of the season, and they're in the toughest division, and they have a pretty tough schedule going forward, and I just don't get how they will muster a win. Like, they have the Bucks, then the Niners, then the Cardinals, then the Patriots and the Jets, then the Seahawks and the Cardinals. That's a pretty hard back half. Like, there's a few breaks with the Patriots and the Jets, but otherwise that's a really pretty hard schedule. So I don't think they can, best they'll go 10-6. But I don't think they're going to make it deep into the playoffs. So I don't think they're very, I think they're a little overrated. But you can disagree. Next one I'm going with is, the Chiefs. And they're a really good team, but if you look at the power rankings, the Chiefs have been in first all year.
Yeah.
When the Steelers are 9-0. So I'm just confused because the Chiefs have lost a game. So that really shows how the Chiefs are just expected to steamroll teams. And they're just staying in first, even though there was only one undefeated team, which is not the Chiefs. So that's a little confusing. And the last one I'm going to go with is the Browns. Okay? Yeah. They have a really good team. Like, literally, they have, like, an all-star team. The only problem is I feel like they're going to see all the spotlight on them, and they're sort of just going to tumble. Like, before last week, they were on a losing streak for, like, 3 games or more. So I don't think they can really keep it moving because they have, like, not an easy schedule. Actually, they have a pretty easy back half. Like, they'll most likely pull a win against the Eagles, which puts them at 7-3. Then they'll beat the Jags, which puts them at 8-3. Lose to the Titans, 8-4. Lose to the Ravens, 8-5. Beat the Giants, 9-5. Beat the Jets, 10-5. Beating the Giants, I think that might be a good one, but just now, from the perspective right now, at this point in the season, I think they can. Yeah. And then they have the Steelers last week, which they're most likely going to lose. So, I think the Browns are a little overrated. Now let's go to the underrated teams. Noah, you can go first.
Okay. I'm going with the Giants. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but they have, like, actually a really good defensive line. And, like, their secondary needs some work, but, like, I really like Joe Judge and their whole coaching staff. I think, like, the whole mentality of that whole team is really good. And, like, their whole team is really young, so they're rebuilding. So the whole team is really young, so it's not like you have to, like, it's not like they're old veterans who, like, who are, like, expensive and they're, like, you have to move on from them the next year.
Yep, I agree with Noah. I think the Giants are pretty underrated. I think the Dolphins are a little underrated.
Yeah.
Just because, like, their rookie quarterback and all the stuff. And I think what team is underrated? The Colts, maybe a little.
A little bit.
And the Vikings.
Oh, yeah, the Vikings are really underrated.
Because even though they started off bad, they have just rolled back. And they only lost one more game than they've won. Which is pretty good when you start 1-5. So, I think they're a little underrated. And then we're just going to go over the standings because they took a drastic shift this last week. So, what do you think is going to happen with all the 6-3 teams in the AFC? Who's going to make it? So, you have 7 playoff teams this year. So, you have 4 from the leaders, and then you have 3 wild cards. But there are 5 teams that are 6-3 in the second seed, but there's one 6-3 team in the first seed. So, what do you think is going to happen with those, Noah?
I think that the Dolphins are going to clinch. I don't think the Ravens are going to clinch. I think the Titans or the Colts will switch. That division's like a little bit up in the air, so I'll just say one of them. And then, so I'm going Dolphins will clinch. Colts will clinch, and Raiders will clinch. But not the Browns or the Ravens.
Okay, so I agree. I think the Dolphins will clinch. I think the Titans will clinch. The Colts will clinch because they are the first seed, I think. They'll finish off first seed. I don't think the Browns will clinch, but I think the Ravens will clinch. And I think the Raiders will clinch. And then I just wanted to go quickly over sort of what's been happening over in the NFC East and the NFC West. In the East, we've had the Eagles up at 3-5, the Giants in second at 3-7, Washington football team at 2-7, and Cowboys at 2-7. But the Cowboys are in last place. Well, what do you think is going to happen over there, Noah?
I think that the Eagles, they're probably going to beat the Cowboys. I know the Washington game is up in the air, so it's going to be a really close one between the Giants and the Eagles. Personally, as a Giants fan, I don't want them to win the division. I want them to get a draft pick, because they're rebuilding. A receiver or an offensive lineman would be nice, but I mean, the Eagles, though, this division is, I've heard the nickname NFC Least, and that is the best nickname for that division.
Alright.
NFC. I love that.
So we're already over an hour, so sort of have to clean it up. So we have a three-way tie in the NFC West. The Seahawks are the highest scoring, but have lost to both of the teams that are above them. And the Seahawks and the Rams are both 2-3 away, but the Cardinals are 3-1 away.
Yeah.
And so the Cardinals are 3-1 away, coming to the Seahawks, who are 4-0 at home. And I know we've talked about who will win, but you think that will play a factor in who's going to win the game?
Sorry?
Do you think that the Seahawks being undefeated at home is going to play a factor? And the Seahawks scoring 290 points and the Cardinals letting in 210.
Yeah, I think it's going to play a factor simply because, 12-10 fans, they're one of the loudest stadiums. Like you said earlier, it's the stadium design, so it's going to have a big factor in that game.
Alright, so we're just going to wrap it up. Like I said, I'm going to try to get that highlight video from last week done tomorrow or the day after, and I'll get the highlight video for this week done next week sometime. I'm sorry this is a little long. We've had some pretty heated debates, so just wanted to say thank you for watching or listening. Hope you have a great day. I was going to say Happy Thanksgiving, but we will do that next week. See you all in a few days. Not live, not like this, but just for the other video. And HCL Productions out.